Finally, time for Chapter 3, Act 3. Hello everyone, it's SK95. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles X. Last time, we got the last of the Heart to Heart done, as well as showed off the fact that you can maximize your overdrive if you manage to get the TP at maximum. This time, we're going to be doing Chapter 13, Act 3. Now, there's a few things I want to touch on before we get started. First and foremost, this chapter is easy to get to. Second of all, I am barring myself from Ares 90 entirely during this mission. Reason being is Ares 90 is a little too overpowered, and using it at this level becomes a little bit too stupid. When I tried this against the final boss last time, it one-shot the final boss. As a result of that, I am barring myself from using this thing at all in the slightest. Next, the episode is going to be cut up into separate episodes entirely due to the length of the episode. Last time I had this experience happen, it was back during Chapter 12, which I had a long episode to do, which was definitely exhaustingly tedious. Not only that, I would recommend doing this outright. Now, there's a few things you want to do before you're doing this episode and mission. This mission also bars you from Mira after you start it, so do not think you can go back to Mira when this mission is started. You are barred from it. Another thing is that if you have anything else to do, you're good to go. Another thing is, if you want to make sure you're fully prepared, I'd highly recommend customizing and upgrading the Ares 90, rather, not the Ares 90, excuse me, the Ares Prime. Ares Prime is a weapon that is basically Al's Skell. You can upgrade this as 20 times as possible, and it's insanely good for each augment slot that you can upgrade. Alternatively speaking, you can upgrade the abilities at maximum, but it does take some time to fully maximize the Ares Prime, only because it takes too long for me to build it back up, and unfortunately for me, I don't have the time or patience to build that Skell up all the way. We are going to be instead starting this chapter. Now, outright speaking, for any spoiler warning, they'll show it on screen right now. So, let's get started with Chapter 13, Act 3. A hero's trial must be completed before this mission is started. Yes, level requirement is recommended at 59, but we're way past that level. It does not matter. As long as you don't use too overpowered gear, you're completely fine. I have tried to balance myself out, but we'll see how that goes. Let's get started. Chapter 13, Act 3, Hero.
Detecting ghosts emerging from surrounding demat zones. They're on approach vector.
They're making their move. White Whale 2, fire engines!
Roger, okay?
Sound the evacuation sirens. Rally all blades. Get them to spook the damn ghosts. Buy the civilians time to evacuate.
Yes, sir.
Emergency alert! Elma!
We're needed. You ready?
All right, Rook. We have enough teams on evac. The ghosts. That'll be our responsibility today.
No one's dying on our watch.
That's right. We'll make sure everyone's safe.
Time to escape and also get everyone ready on the second Project Exodus. You're going to be doing a time-limit fight against a bunch of enemies. Yes, I'm not kidding. I highly recommend having a lot of fuel up to do so. You are going to have to go to the danger points that are each around the screen. Defeat the ghosts in the industrial district and defeat other ones in the other districts. You're going to want to focus on those entirely. Believe me when I say this, you want to be fully prepared for this. Melee attack up and range attack up. Now make sure you target the red orb, otherwise you are doing no damage. The one that's glowing is the target. Hello, glowing orb. I got you now. Alright, we're trying to bar ourselves from trying to use our ultimate attack because that takes a lot of fuel. And I'd rather not use my ultimate attack quite yet on an easy enemy. Believe me, I'd rather not. Now, ironically enough, during the parts of when I was grinding, I actually did manage to get some shields. And then one that's glowing last time is a... Oh, I can't see it. You're now. Alright, it's the bottom right one. Bottom left, actually. Excuse me. And you're taking damage now. And I believe, yes, it technically is the one. Come on, and punch him in the face. Alright, finally, some damage and some stress. Oh, no, you don't. I'm going to instead get range attack up. And then finally, launch a Zenith Cannon. One shot. There we go. Now, if you need to refuel up, there are fuel gauge items that you can use to refuel as much as you possibly can. So we're going to have to keep taking care of them. Unfortunately, you can't really see the glowing orb all that easily if you're not able to see it. I don't like it either, but we don't really have much of a choice.
Looks like they're on our case.
Alright, there you are. I got your orb. I got your number, buddy. Alright, there we go. It's destroyed, and now it's broken, and it's about to die. I'm gonna let you guys kill them by yourselves, and then I'll just deal with it myself. Why don't I? Overdrive. There we go. Time for some damage. Alright, and to get some more damage output, it's for you. And then finally, the last but not least, your orb is on the bottom right, so I can now target and destroy that orb. Ha! There we go. Hostile entry subduer is done. We have to go back to the ghosts and fend off the ghosts for 3 actual minutes. Yep, this is why you have a time limit. If you really want to make this easier for yourself, I highly recommend having Phoenix, but I would warn you right now, you can't control where you target with Phoenix, so just try to be careful where you're targeting. And there we go. Hello. How's it going? Me? I'm just fine. How about you? Oh, getting one orb. Time for you to die, Ghost Power Data Air. There we go. Unfortunately, using a lot of fuel, but that's okay. Now let's go target the other Ghost left orb, and then we can actually target this one and deal some damage to this thing. There we go. There we go. Great. Getting a lot of overdrive is a very vital strategy, and having high evasion, this will make the fight a lot easier for you if you're fully prepared, like I am. Let's continue going on to this side, and let's deal some as much damage as possible. Unfortunately, this is going to take us a little bit of time. I'm going to force everyone to target concentrate because it's taking a while for them to take down one. There we go. And one orb down, and now this one will start getting crippled because it now has a bunch of debuffs. Dark shield. Oh, no. Alright, there we go. Got some fuel. I need some fuel badly. Fuel efficiency is vital in this fight, and I highly recommend getting fuel efficiency augments if you can. There we go. And karate punch. Alright, taking care of you. Where is that orb? I see you in the center. That's easy to get to. Range attack up. Unfortunately, we have to stall as much as possible, so let's keep stalling as much as possible. Hello. Alright, got both of you at once. Nice. Keep getting hits. Keep getting hit. The drone is doing a bunch of damage, and the drone killed it. And I missed the body part. Unfortunately, I really need cockpit time, so I'm going to keep spamming overdrive as much as possible. There we go. And there we go, there we go, there we go. And then we fire our Zenith Cannon at its face. I think I'm taking care of the big guy now because he's really just getting very annoying, and I'd rather get rid of him while I can. Alright, let's just keep smacking it. There we go. More damage output. Always great. Activate another art, and then we can finally keep targeting it. Ooh, there we go. Cockpit time. We pressed our arts. And now, fire! Alright, the big Megatron is dead. Very least, I can now target the other ones, no problem. There we go. That's a lot of damage. If you're looking for extra fuel, you're going to be great on this, but honestly speaking, if you're about to run out of time, I highly recommend using fuel up at the end of the fight. There we go. And that should be 22 seconds left. I would recommend making sure you can actually get your fuel up. Otherwise, you're going to do no effect damage, and you're going to need to make sure you have your fuel for the next phase of the fight's coming up. There we go. And I'm going to use Zen of Cannon the last shot, and then I'm going to use the fuel re-up. There we go. All of it's done, and the time limit has just run out.
All residents evacuated.
Great. Full speed ahead, then. And don't get us dematerialized. Roger!
There it goes.
Attention all crew. In T-minus 2 hours, like it or not, the ship will make for the enemy stronghold. All units, prepare to sword.
It's the last mission. Shall we?
Finally, huh? Let's show that jackass Void he picked a fight with the wrong crowd.
He about to go the same way as dumb Grandmaster.
We may have given an inch, but now we are about to take a whole mile.
You sure that's the best you could come up with?
I call dibs on the first punch.
Sure, so long as I get the last one.
Wow. I'll live, promise.
The deck of the landmark. When during this, you have no access to the ability to check out Mira anymore. Mira is inaccessible to you outright. As you can see from the bottom, the regular bridge, we can't afford to wait. Anytime you get too close, you're going to be going back to the main ship. Now, during this process, you have access to no map. Not only that, there's a few things I recommend doing when you're here. And you have a few things you do have access to as soon as we reach the bridge. But let's discover the bridge first.
Allow me to recap our strategy, not that there's too much to it. We'll deploy units around the White Whale 2 to serve as escort. Then we plot a course, straight for the enemy stronghold. Thereafter, the raiding party will deploy. Waste no time. Make a beeline for Void and eliminate him. Return the cores to the Ares, then return to the flagship. Spool up the drive and jump away from Mira. During the assault, the Whale will serve as the forward operating base and provide support to all units. The escort will remain in place at all times. This concludes the briefing.
We're really going for the jugular, huh?
What, you want to stay put? I don't fancy getting dematerialized myself.
At least the ship will be close at hand when we're flying back with the cores.
It's like 2 birds in the hand.
Yeah. Awful risky, but it's a solid plan.
Thank the Director General. This one is very much his brainchild. As you realize, this strategy puts civilians in danger too. Still, he canvassed the representatives of each race ahead of time and convinced them to sign off on it.
Even Mama Pon, she also sweet-talked by big man Maurice. She say he make chest swell and tears well.
Director General, thank you very much.
Not at all, just doing my job.
Then why cheeks all blushy?
Lastly, about the top-level command for this operation. Vandam will be in charge. You take it from here.
Right. Well, that should give you an idea. Listen up. You misfits are the raiding party. Yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise, shock, horror, whatever. We've considered your past performance and could find no better candidates. Anyone who wants out, you're free to leave the room at this point. Good. The unit's leader will be Elma. Got it? No complaints.
Yes, sir.
Next, the escort unit's leader. That's Gabuid, commanding the Rothian military. Finally, support for the troops aboard this ship. That will be aided by a man-on representative. It will be a collective effort.
Pleasure's all mine, okay?
That's that. There's still some time before you sort it. Take some time as needed, just don't lose your focus. Dismissed?
You have no access to the party members during this segment, and yes, it tends to do this. However, there is a reason for this. Now, outright speaking, you can talk to anyone. You can leave the ship, and then you'll start the mission. However, you can also go ahead and mess with the shop terminal, AM terminal, and the customization center. The center pretty much activates and shows you the barracks hangar. You can customize anything you want, but registering pilots, you can register them as much as you want if you really want to. I would recommend it if you can. If you don't have enough skills for this, I'd highly recommend building up your skills that you possibly can get or buying more. I would not recommend trying to make new frames while you're doing Chapter 13, Part 3. Reason being is that you cannot get the materials unless you get double luck with the material tickets or you get other things otherwise. Believe me when I say this, it becomes a little bit annoying that you can't get the materials from material tickets when the actual skills required require high quality equipment pieces, and the only way to get those equipment pieces is by doing a few singular missions, or if you want to make it easier for yourself, you can go ahead and use Material Market for it. It's faster that way, but outright speaking, this will take time. If you really want to do this before you do Chapter 13, I highly recommend making sure you actually do build up before the chapter starts. That way you don't get stuck into a situation like this in order to do the cheesy strategy of getting material tickets. You can go to the shop terminal, you can pretty much go and buy anything you so wish. So, yes. However, you're only going to be seeing your outfit and no one else's, so I'd recommend if you really want to buy materials and items, go ahead and buy what you can, but you don't have to get every materials for every character in the game. You are not required to get every material in the game for certain characters. Now, outright speaking, there are other few things that you are barred from doing as well. You cannot, of course, go back to Mira. You cannot also use other machines in this area, such as the ability to use, well, the ability to fight enemies at all, because you don't have access to the main hub, which means no online missions, and you can't do timed attacks. You can't do pretty much any of it. The merchant right here will have you the shop to the convenience and the white whale. However, you still are also required, but you can also get your skull insurance renewed free of charge here. For example, you can actually get your skull insurance renewed, but there's a caveat of it. It takes a while, so I recommend if you really want to prepare yourself, you can go and buy some skulls here, and if you have the money for it, I'd recommend it because these skulls are hard to grab, and some of them are better than not. Alternatively speaking, I'd recommend making sure you can actually go and buy a few secular skulls if you have the money for it. I'd recommend buying at least one of each level 50 if you can at this point. You don't have to buy level 50 skulls. It's just easier to get to compared to going after level 60 skulls, because level 60 skulls take forever to buy. And they tend to take time and more or less more issues just trying to buy them versus going after other skulls. Also, Hesvolk, I wouldn't recommend buying outright because it is technically a skill that's unique, but it also has limited abilities. Not only that, I'd recommend also buying new skill weapons if you can. Only if you have the required level, though. You don't really want to buy skill weapons and skill equipment, I don't think you have to. Super weapons are technically the best thing you can get in the game, so I only bought enough skulls in order to, well, max out the party in case I need to get more hanger skulls. Believe me, it's one of those things. Now, onto what I have. When I was grinding back in the previous episodes, I actually managed to grab some new shields. The new shields I got for the right arm and left arm, one of which is, well, interesting. These are intergalactic rarity shields that grant evasion up only, however, their abilities are a big plus. Range accuracy up is actually really good for me, and especially evasion up, which even better. Honestly, it is probably the best shields I could have gotten at this point, because now I'm at 500 evasion, skull will not be hit outright, and it's really stupid when your skull can't be hit outright. It's really dumb, believe me a lot. Now, onto what I have to tell you all. You can mess up the AMs to build materials, like I said, but you have no way of getting them without the material market, like I said before. For this reason, I am not going to use material tickets, and I'm going to instead, if I can just cancel this out, thank you. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and show that you can actually buy the skull weapons and armor if you want to, but I would recommend making sure you actually have the materials that you can actually buy from the material market. If you don't, you can maximize the AM and make the other AMs better, but you really have nothing else you can do. We are not going to maximize the AMs at this point because it's going to take too long. Beyond that, there is only about characters we can talk to that after this moment.
Human?
I venture people's call. I too have been summoned to embark on this mission. Webwell too shall be safe under the Buddha's protection. On Rothian honor, I swear she will let no harm befall it. Pretty much can see how everyone else is doing during this. The enemy stronghold lies before us, while dematerialization nips at our heels. We are between a stone and a rock face. And yet, one does not make an omelet without cracking a few skulls, as the history books teach us. We have faith in your judgment. Naturally, we will be at your every step of the way. If this be the final battle, we will follow you to the sour end. There is a lot of people you can talk to that are only exclusive during this mission, and you can talk to them while you can. You just can't fly with your skull out of here no matter what. Discuss this plan. Indeed, the future of the human race depends on you and only you. Fully explore all avenues of preparation. Failure is not an option. Nagi, have you heard? Van Damme is the commander-chief in this operation. I will be joining the mission myself. Every capable pair of hands will be useful under the circumstances. I, Kentaro Nagi, am now but another blade. If you wish, you can call me Ken. You can find pretty much everyone, however, there are a few characters that are, well, hard to find during this. In particular, ironically enough, you can actually find certain characters outside the ship, ironically enough during the mission. I don't know why they do this either. It's just a weird case where they will sometimes be outside the ship when they want to. But you're blocked by a barrier in certain situations, so you really can't find everyone, so it's just one of those reasons. The man-on ship is closed off with the exception of the White Whale 2's interplate part. So, no, you cannot find Mia, you can't find anyone else. Really, any characters that are exclusive to the story mission, it's pretty much how it works.
Man, this is it.
So, I've been really chosen for an elite secret mission, the fate of humanity at stake? Heck yeah, Let's Life is good! With the kind of recognition, even the lieutenant bound to see me as a proper soldier. Okay, I've decided. When this is all over, I'm gonna tell the lieutenant exactly how I feel. At just one last job! Huh? Stop or I'm gonna jinx it? Whoops. Sorry, because I was getting a little overexcited here. Irina! A contest for survival, huh? If you're so certain of winning this thing, then you'll be underestimating us. These ninjas got us licked, but we've been fighting for our survival every damn day, ever since we left Earth behind. Let's show the bastard just exactly how wrong he is, shall we? Now I'm going to set up everyone's skills because, well, I have access to the skills we can do. Alright, that's the best I can do right now, and that's pretty much all we can do right now. Elmo, what do you have to say? Your sisters sound like plan to speak to the others. I'm sure they'd all appreciate some words of encouragement. I may normally have been the team's leader, but you're the one who's always pushed us forward, who kept us together. You'll have to use those qualities to the fullest in the coming mission as well. No pressure, though. A lot of pressure. I don't like it. Lynn, what's going on? And LA's gone. It was our second home. I always hoped to be forever. But if everything goes to plan, I'm sure we'll be able to rebuild. As long as we're alive, there is hope. So let's win this. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. Tatsu, the favorite potato. It's about time for our final showdown, but do not fear. Tatsu will be by friend's side no matter what. Well, you're sure he won't run immediately? Hi, Doug.
How's it going?
We're facing the battle to the end all battles, right? Obviously, it's got to be us to end it. It's gonna be grueling as all get out, but with you and Oma on our side, I'm confident that things will work out somehow. And my gut's rarely wrong over these things, but still, let's both stay safe out there. Next up, Al. Boy took Earth from us, and now he's taken NLA. That's twice now. Twice the bastards destroyed our home. That ends here. This time, he's the one getting a bruising. How about we win this damn fight already and claim the future we were always meant to have? Alright, Commander Van Dam.
Good luck.
There's still time before your deployment. Take a breather while you can. Might be your last chance for a while. As he says before, technically speaking, this is the last chance you have for a while. You will not be able to do anything afterwards. When you approach the Skell Bridge entrance, this is also your last opportunity to save. Those 2 is ready to depart. Get the signal to cast off. Let us cast off.
My bad, Princess. Making you do what probably should have been my job. Still, you made Blade what it is today. That's a fact. The answer to you now. It's your voice that got here.
I am not originally a creature of Earth. I'm just a refugee. Someone who washed up there after losing my home. And yet, your Earth accepted me with all the compassion of a place your people rightly call their mother. That compassion, it lives on in the hearts of everyone here who owe their lives to Earth. It is the love that saved me. We all mourned the Earth. And once again, we'll have to say goodbye to Mira, our newfound home. To be frank, I had nearly given up. It felt like I was fated to wander forever, seeking one haven after another. But now, I've stopped with the what-ifs. With each new land I came to, my spirit, whatever you could call my soul, evolved into something new. Soul. Sounds grandiose, but that's exactly what lives in us and in every Mim. compels us to exist. No matter how cruel and unforgiving the environment, that will gave you the strength to carry on, honed spirits, and perfected your souls. Your search for a new haven, then, was not mindless flight. It was all a journey to enlightenment. Very soon we will leave Mira. The opposition will be fierce. We may not all make it. But I'll say it again. Don't forget, this battle, it's not just to flee from danger. It's to live, and it's to make our souls blossom. Fate does not shape our future. Our spirit does. Our will to live.
Love you all with all my heart.
Okay, let's do it.
Right then. All units, move out!
We're clear. No ganglion troops in range.
I don't like this.
What in the hell are they plotting?
What is the meaning of this? It's a void.
12 o'clock, there's light.
Looks like an invitation. What the hell was that?
Hull's caught in the terrain, sir.
Damage.
No, not really.
Local status.
Sensors are showing nothing, sir. We might be getting jammed.
I don't want us flying in blind.
Agreed. The ship might tear itself apart at this rate. I don't really see us reaching that light source. Flagship will hold here. Escort group, local patrol pattern.
Roger.
Acknowledged.
Elma, move out.
Yes, sir. All units. Eyes front. Proceed forward toward whatever is emitting that light. The enemy's smart. They could come at us from any side. Stay on your guard.
Roger!
We are now in a void with no music or sound. You can see the ship right behind you. If you have anything else you can do, it's right there. Let's go to the source of the light and see what's going on. Technically speaking, this area is, well, ominous. I don't really see much around here, but let's land and approach where this glowing light is. There really doesn't seem to be anything around here. We can activate the elevator at the very least. It is taking us up. To where, we may wonder?
The contest is drawing to a close. I have been waiting, though the time to me was meaningless.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Then we'll try to make this quick.
Ultimately, this contest too was meaningless. I thought by pitting myself against you I may understand death. But it was futile. At this late juncture, it may be that I am no longer even your enemy. Since the conflict is in itself meaningless.
Really? Are you hearing yourself?
You should know that your contest has cost me my home. I've been nursing a hell of a grudge. But now, I've resolved to put my life on the line and fight. If you make threats against our very existence, and stand in the way of our will to live, then as my enemy, I'm prepared to end you if it's the last thing I do.
I see. So that is your definition. I do not comprehend, but I shall remember.
Why don't you try to understand? If you're as smart as you think, you should be more than able to.
It is not a question of my ability. I simply do not. As I have stated, my actions are automatic, dictated by necessity. Understanding is not necessary. Yet, knowledge is vital. I am the prime intellect of Samar. Gaps in my knowledge are impermissible.
Did he say Samar?
What is death? Is it simply nothing more than the price of defeat? Does it express the ending of existence? But then, how should one define your kind's existence exactly? You know not yourselves. You know nothing. Not the abyss at the heart of everything, where all consciousness has accumulated. You are ignorant, even of the art of seeing a mind within a person-shaped effigy. Ignorant that you have made nothing more than an artificial recreation of its structure.
Wait, what was that about an abyss?
So it's true. There really is something else. It's not just the life hold that holds our minds.
And Mimia's own tech, it was just copying something else? So the Lifehold core, it was only a relay?
Chance has its hand in all things. It was but pure blind chance that you successfully tapped into the universal abyss, even fractionally. For that, I must commend you. That is precisely what makes you so comical. Why you maintain my interest. How valid your understanding with your meager intellectual ability. I ask once more, what is death?
I say death isn't the end.
Precisely. It's just the end of the organic process. One's existence remains.
To exist is to live. The proof of having lived.
Is that your definition?
It's more than just that. It means everything to us, and we understand it well.
Such confidence. But you are at your limit. You accept what you have understood and no more. An intellectual failing. The only due consideration is death. Hence, I absolutely do not comprehend.
A pity. It looks to me like you're just running away.
Correct. I am always running, and shall forevermore. Escape is much more active than acceptance. By continuing to flee, I will ensure my existence alone will win out.
Perpetual avoidance? What's the point?
Right. If death is the price for losing, then you're already dead. You have no meaning.
My existence meaningless.
That's right. Forget all the cosmological mumbo-jumbo. There's an obvious fact on display here. You, Void, you simply refuse to learn.
There is not in all existence I cannot learn.
Cat's out of the bag. That right there is the proof of your ignorance. You don't even know that you don't know. Since you're unable to accept that truth, you just went and declared yourself the loser.
Intolerable. Forthwith, I will mete out your death, and in victory, I shall transcend this insufferable world.
We have the ability to change our party now at any point we wish. Let's go ahead and get our regular party out that we've had since the very beginning. Along with Al. Void is right here with the Vita. You can target any body part, but really just target any body part you can so fit. Here's the Mechanicoid, so technically speaking, if you want to target his body, I highly recommend making sure you have skill weapons that have the access and ability to completely nullify certain attacks. Cataclysm Kick is actually pretty annoying when you're dealing with it, and it will hurt a lot. Oh, whoa. Okay. There we go. Gotta grab. Ha ha ha. Got you, sucker. That was something to grab you. And let's do as much damage as we possibly can. As you see, we are already doing near half HP. There we go. Raising up. The cannon. Okay, again we go. And we're gonna just keep getting our heal back up. The Vita is currently still stuck and you can't really do anything. Void is currently not able to do anything at all, which is good. And Void broke out of it. Void is now using Energy Drain, a very annoying art. But thankfully it's nothing too out of the ordinary. All it really does is mess with the GP rating. Oh boy, that's a dangerous attack. It's one of his stronger attacks, but it does decent damage. But since we're strong enough, we don't care. The Vita actually does take a lot of damage to take down, and believe me, it is not fun. Let's go ahead and keep smacking it around. Haha. Activate this for more evasion. Perfect. You can't hit me. Let's break the armor out of this piece, and there we go. Tackling the kick again. Very annoying. But it's almost down. And out. At the very least, the Vita is almost down, and Void's own body is starting to crumble apart at the very least. Lethal Plane is pretty much a few more bread and butter arts. Nothing really out of the ordinary quite yet. Okay, he's done.
So, looks like we win.
We'll have the cores back now.
I can never be defeated. My intellect will expunge your existence.
Sore loser, huh?
Ow!
Damn it! Move!
I know. The Ares assimilates to its passenger. I will transcend. As will you, together with a newly sorted avatar.
Crap. That's his new vessel?
A core went online. Everyone be careful.
The contest ends.
Report.
Unable to pinpoint source of interference. We can't tell what's happening, sir.
Any word from the raiding party?
None so far, sir.
Maybe they're just unable to reach us. Keep hailing them from our side.
Yes, sir.
We will just have to trust in their abilities. What?
Nothing. Just a surprise to hear you sound so positive.
Finally awake? Doesn't look like you broke anything. All good? Great. That makes two of us, and that's the bright side. That said, it's not looking too rosy. Look. We've been scattered. I think Void must be playing for time. Back there, well, somehow, Void was able to capture Al and the Ares. We're missing our companions, and our skells are grounded somewhere too. He's put our backs against the wall.
First order of business is rid of us with our allies.
Yes, that's just what I thought. Void's powerful, but even he'll need some time before he can activate all the cores. Let's scout out the area and see if we can find the others. It shouldn't be too hard to follow the location data from their emergency beacons. Our Skells should have performed their emergency landings, too. Having them would make the search easier, so we might want to look for them first. In any case, don't panic. Let's handle this one step at a time.
Alma is the only one party member that you have access to right now. And we are in Volturius, a unique environment exclusive to Void's ship. And next time on Xenoblade X, we will be exploring this area and seeing what we can do in order to find our missing companions. See you all next time.